Hey everybody, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how we repaired the floor in our RV. We had a significant amount of water damage. The first thing that you want to do when you have a lot of water damage is identify what the root cause of that is. For us, we ended up redoing our entire roof and adding a topper to our slide, which I'm pretty sure are two things combined that definitely help prevent this from happening in the future. I think what Lucas and I think happened to our slide area, why it was so rotted out, was we think that one of the previous owners, there were a few of them, including a dealership, may not have had the slide all the way out, or they might not have closed it all the way in, and that allowed water to get in there. And we were in Florida where it rains a lot, so either way, it was completely trashed all the way around the slide and the slide subfloor, so we had to get in there and redo that. So after you identify the root cause, whatever that may be in your situation, then you can go and tackle the water damage. You want to take a circular saw, set it to just the depth of the plywood. You don't want to go any deeper than that and just cut a hole in it, because there's actually a frame underneath there, and you want to use as much good wood as possible and not just cut a hole in your floor, because it'll make it significantly more difficult to repair the damage. So once you get the plywood off, you can examine the floor below or the frame below and see how much of that needs to be replaced. In our case, we had a corner that was completely rotted out, so we had to build a frame. It was able to go over a beam that was still good underneath the slide, and that made it a lot easier. One of the problems that you might have if you just have like a hole in it, or you have all of the frame rotted out to the bottom, is that if you just build like a box and put the plywood box in there, it might not necessarily be even. So having the extra wood to scab onto and having a lot of options on where to screw it will help it that much more become even in the end, because RVs are not necessarily level all the time, so it's not exactly like working on a house. So once you get that out of there, you can examine the best way to build a frame. We actually had to screw the new frame that we built into the frame of the slide. So the frame for the floor, we had to screw it into the frame of the side, and we had to do that from the outside with a little bit of lifting and then screwing from the outside. We screwed it into some of the good plywood and then into some of the good frame, and then we were able to do that on both sides and repair that. And then when you're done, you just finish it off with a cut piece of plywood on top of that. So hopefully this helps. If you need any tips on like how to, I didn't mention disconnecting the slide. You have to disconnect the slide in the beginning. You unbolt it, there's bolts in the bottom, and then you unbolt it and it just kind of sits there. So if you need a video on that, comment below and then we'll make one. If not, we'll just let that go, because we didn't actually film that when we did it. So we'd have to go back and make another video or something like that. But it's actually not really that difficult. It's just a little bit inconvenient, if anything. So thanks for watching.